Hello, and welcome to another episode of UWatt. Today we're on episode 49, and the news to start off today is the fact that PlayStation VR will be available at EGX over the weekend of the 22nd to the 25th of September. Now, if you'd like to book yourself to try out... Nah, do you know what? That's bullshit. So yeah, basically one thing that just seen I wanted to give a quick update on is that PlayStation VR will be available at EGX, but you have to pre-book before you go. Now, if you go to trypsvr.com, you can register on there and then sign up to obviously get yourself in on a date. Looking at it, they already had one round done, so part of it says it is fully booked. Now, according to VG247, there's going to be another round of booking, which will be available at on Monday the 12th of September, from 4 o'clock. So I'm guessing they'll be gone in an instant, but if you listen to this at release, you might have a chance. So as always, I'm joined by my very good friend Squeak. How are you, mate?
I'm okay.
Are you liking this little update at the beginning?
Yeah.
I kind of like, trying something a bit new, but I thought I'd go for it. How's your week been? What's been the game of choice this week? You've been on the PC a bit more, I've noticed.
I was looking at going to play Daisy on Arma 3, but I got to download a shitload of stuff, so...
Has there been a lot added to it since you were last on?
Yeah, but it's the thing of my internet is poo still, so...
The thing is, I know you often had issues on an evening. Is it just 24/7 now?
Yeah, it's just terrible.
It's a bit shit.
It's terrible. Virgin Media. Richard Branson is just milking me. And just money is shooting out everywhere, but I'm not getting anything from it.
Well, I'd be interested to hear from the Whatsits. Who is your current internet service provider, and what have been the pros and cons to having that provider? I think it'd be quite interesting, because me and Squeak are both with the same provider of Virgin Media. Squeak has constant issues, whereas I have next to none. I mean, it could be an area thing.
The thing is, I've had this for up to a year now, but it's the thing where they said something was up for review in March.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's gone March, and it's still shit. So,
And poor internet makes it quite difficult to record a podcast over Skype.
Fuck you, Richard Branson. I know you're listening.
Cool. So if we crack on with the news, it's something that I saw this week saw today. And I reckon that it's something that will be pulled off quite quickly. It must have been a mistake. And the thing that I'm seeing is that an Xbox One app called NESbox has basically gone out and shown a screenshot and stuff just to say that they've been certified for Xbox One, and it's also been reported by Kotaku, and it's got like the screenshot from NESbox. NESbox.com is their handle on Twitter. And the way it works is that you can download NES ROMs to a USB, plug it into your Xbox One, and play NES ROMs.
Really?
Yeah.
So in other words, like, what? It's just a big fuck you to Nintendo, essentially.
So this is one of the things. So it's, that's why people are theorizing that it must be a mistake, it must be an oversight, and the problem is with them now highlighting what this can do. Will it just get taken off? We don't know. But
yeah, it probably will.
it's one of those where having a ROM. There's that thing, isn't it? You're allowed to have one as a backup, but I think you're not really supposed to have one on your PC, or you're not supposed to play the ROM if you don't own the original, and all these kinds of things.
Piracy, isn't it?
But yeah, it's just...
Is the sharing of it piracy, or is they're just having it piracy? Which part is the piracy, or is all of it piracy?
There we go. I don't know the answer to that question.
But fuck it, Nintendo, fuck Nintendo, fuck them.
NESbox's website, they basically described it as a virtual console where you can make and play retro games. There are built-in tools for development, so you can add code, sprites, maps, sound editors, and the command line, so you can actually create your own games within it as well.
Okay.
Apparently it's already available, or it's available on PC, It's not very hard to come by, but it's also available on Windows Phone. So it's one of those where people on Windows Phone are able to already use this. So it's obviously gone through some channels to already be operational on those platforms. So it's just a bit like, we don't condone illegal copies of video games,
I
but
do.
UWatt as a establishment does not condone it.
I as a person do.
I plead the fifth. And it's just interesting to see that if emulators do become available, because obviously when you get homebrew on various consoles, you can get your emulators on there. But for it to come to a current console, it'd be interesting to see what happens. If it actually does make it to Xbox, I think it'd be interesting. It's one of those where the only games I think I'd play would be like the original Mario Bros. Series and Zelda. Because apart from that, I couldn't really tell you any NES games that I really wanted to play. The Turtles one is just known for being difficult.
Yeah, that was. I remember that game as well. Huxley had that game, and it was just fucking stupid. It's a fucking kids game, man.
See, one of my favourite NES games is Duck
Right.
Hunt, but obviously I can't play Duck Hunt without my gun.
A Boy and His Blob that got remade.
I don't remember Boy and His Blob.
You'd feed him little jelly beans and shit. You'd be like boop, and like you'd whistle him, and you'd have like the shit whistle.
You'd be like, boop.
Yeah, no, and he'd turn into like ladders and stuff for you.
Okay.
This motherfucker's turn into ladders and shit from jelly beans. All I do is fucking pull shitty faces when I don't like the taste of them.
Following on from talking about Xbox and the Squeak saying that it's a bit of a middle finger up to Nintendo. PlayStation have issued a bit of a middle finger to Xbox. So the I can't remember what the direct quote is, but it's basically Sony saying that PlayStation 4's competitor is not Xbox One, it's PC. They've from the beginning, PlayStation's always been having that little bit where it's pipped the Xbox, and the Xbox has been trying to catch up. They've had a few months where they've beat them in sales and things like that, but according to Sony boss Andrew House, the PC was one of the determining factors when deciding to offer a higher end console. And he's just saying about how he saw data that really influenced him to kind of push it, whereas they didn't consider Xbox, they considered PC.
The thing is, the PlayStation Neo is coming in it, and it's 2 times
They're
more
calling
powerful.
it Pro. It's now the
That's
PS4
the one.
Pro.
Yes, I forgot it changed, but it's 2 times more powerful. But then it's in the terms of PlayStation, it's good. In the terms of everything else, it's fucking shit. If Microsoft's got the Scorpio coming out, if you compare it to PC cars and shit like that, the amount that it's kicking out is just poor.
Okay.
But as well, while we're on Sony did a big fuck you to consumers, basically, because they've said that they're not going to allow Fallout 4 mods on PlayStation.
Yeah, I was going to go into that. So I'll let you cover that. Did they say why?
They're saying that they don't want uncurated content, but I'm pretty sure that Bethesda curate it because it's through. You have to sign into Bethesda to get the actual mods on console, rather than PC where you could get it from
just
pretty
download
much
it from
anywhere.
Yeah.
But so really, it's that case of I don't understand what the actual issue is, because I've modded on Xbox and I've looked through the mods and that, and I've not actually seen any sort of nude mods or anything. So I can't see the issue with it other than we're not making money on it or something like that. I don't know. And the thing is, I couldn't even see an issue with that, really. I couldn't see them being that greedy. I mean...
Yeah.
But...
in quotation marks.
Yeah.
That greedy.
Yeah. But,
there's been a thing, still going on PlayStation. There's quite a lot going on at the minute. They've also... I'm trying to think what the right word is. Basically, it's been announced, the bundles that are coming with, obviously, the fast approaching Call of Duty coming out. They've got 2 different Infinite Warfare packages, Uncharted 4 package, NHL 17, and there's also Watch Dogs 1 coming. Each of them coming with the 1 terabyte PlayStation 4. It hasn't said much in regards to price UK wise. From what I can see, it's looking at a PS4 Slim with controller and all the usual accessories goes for about $300. So yeah, I'm not sure how strong the pound is against dollar at the minute. But yeah, so there's a lot going on. Speaking about the whole conversion of $300 to pounds, did you see what happened with Apple? So they recently had their their annual press release, and they talk about all the stuff that's coming. They showed the next Apple Watch Series 2. They showed iPhone 7, and they showed with iPhone 7, as we mentioned many episodes back, how they took away the headphone jack on the latest phone. Well, they were designed to say the headphone jack was going.
Yeah.
So what they've got is they've got just the lightning cable. With the lightning cable, you get a adapter so you can still use normal headphones. But what they're featuring are the Apple Airpods. Have you seen them, Squeak?
I've seen memes about them.
So, I mean, before I go into the AirPods and my perception of them, the thing that was interesting is that there were pictures that were showing how, like, a lot of British consumers were not impressed that the AirPods cost $159 and cost £159.
Okay.
So people were like, hold on, since when was that the exact same value? So there was like, yeah, they're getting a bit of heat from that. The thing with the AirPods, I feel like I'd like to see people that buy them and then to see them again, like after a month and after 3 months, after 6 months, to see if they still have both.
Of them. Yeah. That's the thing, because I mean, at least the wires may get tangled and stuff, but at least you can find them. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, shit, it's not gonna be like people going like, I've like lost one of my contacts, or I've lost like a fucking earring or something like that. It's gonna be like, I've lost my fucking shit. Like,
And the thing is, it's one of those where, working in education, as time's gone on, the amount of young people that end up with, back when we were younger, mobile phones were kind of just taken off in a way that they were more accessible.
yeah.
But now, I would be at work and I'd be given like a nice shiny new iPhone 5S as for my work phone. And then a few months later when the 6 came out, there's like students with the 6. It's like, yeah, mum got it for me on contract. And then see them again in a few weeks and like the screen is just smashed to shit. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, how is it so bad? Like, oh, it's alright, it's insured. And I imagine just with these AirPods, the amount of kids that break their headphones, break their phones, stuff like that, I'd just be like, yeah. And how far do the AirPods go? I guess it makes it kind of easier for sharing music with somebody next to you.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, did you ever do that when you were younger, where you both have the same set of headphones? One has a left ear, the other person has a right ear, but then obviously there's a limit to the distance you can go from each other.
The thing is, though, yeah, it's that thing I was just thinking. Can you, like, say you lost the left one, could you find a random right one and then just pair them still?
Wait, say you lost the left one, could you get a random right one?
Wait,
so
well,
you have
yeah,
two rights.
No, shut up. You know what I'm on about. I fucked up, and you know that I fucked up, but fuck you, because you know what I meant. Like, there ain't no need for this shit to be pulling me up on my shit. You know what the fuck I mean. If you lose a fucking left one, and you have your right one, can you find a random left one?
And would they sync? Yeah, I wonder with that.
Because
when you... Go on.
Because my reason behind this is if you work somewhere where people are like wandering about on a daily basis, like supermarkets, things like that, you could just like find them just whatever, innit? You'd be like well lucky.
The thing is, I'm just thinking as well, looking at that kind of sinister side to humanity. It's one thing to steal a set of headphones from a person's head, but like those AirPods would be really easy to take. Somebody on the train falls asleep with them in, you just boop, off you go.
Yeah. It would be like new fucking shit. No, like how there's like ever been hit so hard your change falls out your pocket. It'll be like ever been hit so hard that your AirPods fall out your ears.
It's one of those where it's just when I look at the design of it, I feel that it was made for image over practicality, completely.
I think it's just another way for them to make money.
Yeah, no,
Because
well, that's what it all is. If you think with business, that's what it all is, isn't it?
It is, but I mean, I don't know. I feel this is more like shafting people in a way because it's that thing of like, I mean, imagine them like fucking, I don't know. I can't think of a good fucking thing, but like, just yeah, it's that thing of trying to reinvent the wheel and then making a square,
Yeah.
like, and then going, here's your square wheels on your car, and you're gonna be hell pissed because you're gonna be bobbing up and down everywhere you drive, like.
So yeah. It's one of those things. Something that came from the keynote that was people were quite excited by, and it was just quite interesting to see it finally happen. They opened up by having Shigeru Miyamoto talk about the Super Mario Run that's coming exclusively. I don't know if it's a timed exclusive or if it is fully exclusively coming to iOS, but it looks yeah, it's just one of those things where it's Nintendo's. They had their what was it called? You know, they had their Me app where you could make like your Nintendo Mii's, and that was just very, you know, very singular.
I really
Obviously,
thought you said meat then,
no,
and
no.
I thought I was gonna say shit, opening the butchers. I
But yeah, just their Super Mario app. It's just it looks. It's the same way that they had the Sonic Run app. I feel like it's not anything new that they've done, and they've just taken so long to do it.
okay.
Um, they've said they're going to try and add a few things and try and so it's going to be like an auto scroller, so you don't choose whether you're going forwards or backwards per se. And you press the screen in order to jump, but there's going to be some blocks that affect Mario. So some might make him start to walk backwards, some might make him stop dead in place, and a few other bits like that. It's just one of those where it's taken them so long to come up with an iOS app. I just wonder, with how creative Nintendo normally are, is this something they've had ready for ages and it's just been the legal side of things and the deals with Apple that's taken so long to get this out?
Yeah, yeah,
Which is quite interesting.
I hear that.
So I guess that's just a bit of the news for this week. If I go into this week's WhatsApp, it was one that I was going to cover weeks ago, but in fact, I think I was going to cover this way back when Pokemon Go came out, and then it kind of all, we were all distracted by that, and then other apps came up. But yeah, it's Super Stickman Golf. It's the third one. I don't know if you've ever played Super Stickman Golf before, Squeak. It's been around for a while.
I have
Obviously,
not.
this being the third one. But as the game implies, you're a stickman and you're playing golf. But the way that they've done it is that I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. So it's 2D, and you literally, someone on the screen will be the hole, but it's not like realistic golf courses. It's all quite colourful and it's quite a lot of vectors, and the different levels will have different obstacles. Obviously, the maps are set up in loads of different ways, but the things they've got is you can have power-ups as well. So as you're playing, you'll have, I don't know, say you start off with one or two. I think one of them's like having the mulligan. So if you take a shot and it's rubbish, you press the mulligan ball and then it just wipes out your last shot and you do it again. And then there's when you get this like the sticky ball. So then when you activate it, wherever you hit the ball, wherever it makes contact, it will stick there. So you end up having things like as you play through, different levels will also have different courses will have different attributes. So you might have one that's like got areas of like anti-gravity and bits like that. So it's just it's pretty cool. I mean, if you're on the YouTube, you'll see it on the screen. I do apologize to those that are listening to it on the audio. I'm just trying to think of the best way to kind of describe it. With the third
balls.
one, yeah, with the third edition, what I've liked is that they've added a few things. So they've added daily races. So it'll literally over the course of 5 days, if you come first on every course, then you get like what are called the bucks, and as in like dollars. And then with the bucks, you can then spend those on opening. This is the part where you get the microtransactions. You open these packs, but in the pack, all it is just little collectible items. So you can get different stickmen. So they might look like. So I'm thinking on this one, I unlocked one that looks like Luigi. But then you can unlock different hats, and the hats might give you that attribute within playing. So I had one that was like a toad from Mario. It was his head, or his hat, and that added a guideline when you were taking your shot. Had a little dotted line, but then you get some that increase your power, some that means you can slow the ball down in midair and things like that. Add extra spin is something they've added on this one. And yeah, it's just one of those ones where as you play through these races each day, you win that pack, but you're playing against. I'm assuming that it's other people's ghosts of that course. So it'll take a random selection of say 8 people they're ghosts, and then you're all racing to get your ball into the hole first. It's not the least amount of strokes; it's just getting it into the hole first.
I just want to say there's so many innuendos that could be made.
Do you know? I'm thinking as I'm saying it. I'm trying my
Strokes,
best not to give you ammo.
holes, balls. There's just so much going on, and like, wow.
The thing is, you'll notice that I'm umming a lot more than usual because I'm trying not to give you these openings. There you go. There's another one. The multiplayer on there are 2 different modes, so you can play it where you and your friends play classic golf rules, where whoever's got the lowest score wins. But then also there is this race mode where whoever pots their ball first is the winner. It's just such a nice chilled game. I think there's nothing on it that makes it absolutely amazing. It can get quite frustrating, but I think that's just something that kind of happens with golf games in general, because as you get further and you get into more advanced courses, you'll have some levels that have got like a rotating block that's going left to right, almost like you're in a platforming game, but it'll have like a one patch of like the pink sticky stuff on it, and you'll have to time your shot to hit that pink sticky bit so that it goes along with the platform rotating. Then you have to time your shot on the other end as well to make sure you get to where you're going. So it starts to get, quite frustrating there. But I think that's just kind of making the difficulty kind of increase and go well. It doesn't make it so that, the game's really hard, here you go, spend loads of money. But at the same time, if you wanted to, you can open the packs and unlock more power-ups that make some things easier, but it doesn't mean that you win. So it's one of those things where it is, I'd say it's more or less skilled base. You can get a few things that give you a bit of a hand, but they're not going to make you win.
Yeah.
So I just thought...
Golf has never sounded so sexual in all my life. Like shit.
I don't know. But anything with balls is sexual, though, isn't it?
Balls, holes, sticky balls, shit,
strokes. So with this one, it's a decent app. So I'm gonna give it a 6.5 watts out of 10. It looks really good. The sounds are pretty cool, but I think that it's one of those where, like I said, it kind of the microtransactions seem a bit pointless in being there. They feel that they're there just for money.
Okay, yeah.
And then it would be good if there was a multiplayer aspect that was real time rather than me playing somebody's ghosts. Because I don't know what ghost is picking. It could pick somebody who's just got the best one that's never going to lose. Do you know what I mean? So it just kind of takes away the authenticity of competing with somebody else. So yeah, 6.5 out of 10 watts from me. So Squeak, we are rapidly approaching our first anniversary. Are you excited?
Yeah.
You don't sound excited.
Do I ever sound excited? That is the question.
Sometimes.
Do I?
Off air you do.
Mm.
When I do that thing with my baby finger,
Wow. Little hook motion going on.
It's quite cool. So the thing is, what's quite nice is that we've got a few things coming up over the next few weeks. So there's going to be a bit more going on with the channel, because we've got next week is 50. So Spreeze is going to be back to defend his "What game is it?" title. Was trying to get Ellis to play, but he is terrified after what Kinney done to him way back when.
Kinney broke it. Kinney broke the game.
We've got so it's going to be the third time I've hosted a FIFA tournament for the last 2 years. This is going to be the third year of us doing it, and I'm going to do it with the UWatt Twitch. We usually stream it on over at twitch.tv/jason89. It'll be on there. It'll also be on twitch.tv/UWatt. I've had like a thing where we've got a motley crew coming, but then we've got Kinney Killer and Shugs from Sunday Segway are competing. When I randomly generated the table, it happens to be that they are competing in the first round of the tournament. So I sent out a tweet, RT for Kinney Killer, like for Shugs. So far that tweet has had 1 like and 4 retweets. So people are going for Kinney on that one. Nobody has any faith in Shugs. Then obviously, so I was hoping to get them on for 51 to kind of get a bit of I don't know what to call it, some smack talk, and kind of see how the guys are feeling about the stuff that's coming up. Then we've got 52. 52, I'm hoping for our year anniversary we can just get the Wolfpack on. Just get some of the boys on and just have a bit of a laugh and a bit of a chat. And then in the coming years, we spoke about what we're going to do moving the channel. I've mentioned it a few times, and so I guess you guys, you watch it, so have to just watch this space and see how the channel develops.
In the coming years, yeah.
Is anything I say from now on is just going to be just
Coming.
like mixed up, isn't it? Just put it in your sexual blender.
You made it all sexual with your golf game.
Days.
Jeez.
Well, it wasn't super sexy Stickman Golf 3.
Yeah, but he was, he had sticky balls going on, and he just like taking strokes.
Oh, jeez.
Like,
We haven't done shout outs for a while. I'm just going to do like a bit of a mini shout out because recently, some guys reached out to us and been talking to them on Twitter and just kind of joined a bit of community. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Emma and Craig at Married to Xbox. We've got Mako Titan, Lee's Final Word. We got Gaz at A to Z Gaming. We've got Mudblood Gamer. And then we've got Ben Cooper. Just a few of those guys. Just want to say thank you for being so friendly. It's so refreshing to find people to actually talk to on Twitter and just kind of seeing them share content and grow in a community. Because so far, a lot of times we've been reaching out to people, we've just got nothing back, which has been, yeah. But yeah, so the one, is it Serio DM guy? That's what I'm going to call him because that's how I think it's pronounced, but I imagine I often butcher a name. So yeah, thanks to all those guys. Squeak, before I do all of the advertising and signing out, do you want to give anybody a shout out? It's been a while.
No, but I did get a random fact.
Okay, it's not time. It's not time yet. That's part of the signing out.
But it's not from me, so this could be like thrown in with the shout out.
Go on then.
I got a text from Abe.
Okay.
And
Abe's getting a shout out. Squeak's first shout out.
It's not a shout out.
It's
I'm
to
not
Abe.
Shouting out shit. That sounds so fucking. You're a dick. I'm not shouting out. Fuck his fucking random fact now. I don't care, man. It's not a shout out. I'm just bouncing back.
Okay, hold on to it then. Hold on to it. If you want to get in touch with us, you can find us on all of the, in a various means and methods. You can catch us on Twitter at @UWatt_. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/UWattpodcast. You can get us on Podomatic, uwatt.podomatic.com. We are on YouTube, youtube.com/UWatt. We are also on Twitch. We're starting to use it more and more, twitch.tv/UWatt. And if you'd like to get at us, you are more than welcome to email us at uwattmail@gmail.com.
Fight us. Come fight us.
Well, I mean, you've got an option. You can fight us, or you can like our videos, share our stuff, and subscribe to the channel. I think at the time of recording, we are one away from 50 subs, which is a nice round number. I mean, we've been teetering between 40 and 50 for a while.
But that'll
nice
probably drop. That'll probably drop because of the culling that we had last week of people falling asleep driving because of sexual voices.
Oh yeah, we killed some of our listeners.
I'd apologise, but they can't hear me anyway.
So Squeak, go on with this fact that you were passed on then.
Okay.
What have you
Random
got for us?
fact from Abe. Can you do an Abe impression?
No.
Okay, neither can I. But
that was my attempt at one. Sorry if you
oh,
didn't catch
really?
that.
I thought that was just you saying no. Yeah, he's apparently when a male bee climaxes, the testicles explode and then they die.
I have heard that one before.
Ah.
But that is still very valid. The thing is, when I hear that, I then think about the type of bees that produce milk. My favourite type of bee, the boo bee.
I actually thought you meant bees. I was going to say, who milks bees? I mean, really? Like...
So I guess that wraps up this week's show. And on that note, I've been Jace. He's been Squeak. And we'll see you next week.
Later.